Hey, good morning, Common Ground. I just hope that you all have a time of rest and a time of joy in your house churches this morning. But I have two things to share with you. First, we want to celebrate all of the giving and the generosity that took place over the course of the Advent season. And so our total for Advent giving is $8,862. So that money is going to 4 worldwide missions. So to Martha in Lusaka, Zambia, to Kaylee in Monterrey, Mexico, to Tim and Tammy in Birmingham, England, and to Mission of Hope in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So we just want to celebrate that. Thank you all for giving, not just to furthering the kingdom here in Fredericksburg, in your homes and in our neighborhood, in your workplaces, but all over the world to all of these 4 missions. So we're just super excited about the Advent giving for this year and wanted to celebrate that together today. The second thing that I would like to share with you all this morning is that in the first week of February, on Saturday, February 2nd, and then on Tuesday, February 5th, we have 2 opportunities as a church to come together and to fill a huge need in our community to serve 2 of the major community meals. So the first one on Saturday will be at Fredericksburg Presbyterian downtown. So we have the opportunity to use their wonderful kitchen and dining space to prepare and to serve a meal to all of our neighbors and friends in need in the community. So this is going to be a large operation. We will need probably upwards of 25 to 30 volunteers, everybody from cooks to servers to bringing drinks to setting tables to bussing tables, washing dishes. This is a great thing to do as a family. You can have kids bringing lemonade and water over and clearing away dirty dishes, and so anybody and everybody who would like to be a part of just making this a wonderful time around the table together for our friends in the community, we would love to have you a part of that. And then we're going to turn around and do it again that Tuesday. This one will be at the Maranatha building downtown on Charles Street. So we'll be serving another meal there, and we'll need just about the same number of folks to come together and to just make this an awesome meal. So if you are interested in serving at either of those, please contact me. This way we can just know that we have plenty of people to do this well and to serve it well. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you have an awesome time this morning, and we'll see you next Sunday in the Silk Mill.
Hey, Common Ground, welcome to House Church today. Thank you guys so much for being so flexible, jumping in with community, jumping in to be together, jumping in to be the church. We are in a series called The Saints Record Player, and it has been a lot of fun for us as a staff, for me to tie in some of these songs that we have known throughout the years that have meant a lot to us to bring into some theological reflection and to consider anew what it might mean to be the people of God who listen to art, who love to create art, and yet to take some of that to another level to think theologically. So this week, as we sit in community, we decided to switch things around a little bit to have more of a communal discussion on one of the songs that brings to mind more of a community-wide idea. And so in 1994, the Pretenders put an album out called The Last of the Pretenders. And on that, there's a track called I'll Stand By You. And when it first came out, it was great. I loved it. It didn't really hold as much weight. I thought it was cute and, emotional a little bit. But as the years have gone on, and as I have thought more about my own life and what it means to stand by someone and to have people stand by me in friendship, the song has taken on a whole new profundity for me. Also, when I was young, there was a film that came out. Stephen King wrote the book called Stand By Me. And the story is, it's a coming-of-age story of friends growing up and experiencing things together, going through hard times, going through rough times. And it reminded me also of Ben E. King's song, Stand By Me. And it is this plea of, on paper and in music, to, no matter what comes, stand by me. And I think what's so different with the Pretenders song is that it gets at something way more profound of what we're longing for. J.R.R. Tolkien, in one of his famous essays called On Fairy Tales, talks about the longing of the human experience that can be reached and touched by fantasy fiction rather than realistic fiction. And he says that there's 5 things that fantasy fiction gets at, that realistic fiction doesn't get at. And he says they are this: that we get outside of time altogether. You know, like Edmund and Lucy and Peter and Susan walking through the wardrobe into a whole nother time. And in there, the second thing that Tolkien says is that you have this longing to communicate with non-human realities, whether it be, you know, aliens in fantasy or sci-fi, or animals themselves. He says also the third thing is to escape death. The fourth thing in fantasy fiction is this profound longing for a love that will not part. And then finally, that there is a final triumph over evil. And the difference between Benny King's Stand By Me, this plea, stand by me, I'm asking you, please, and the Pretenders' I'll stand by you, is that no matter what comes, no matter how dark, no matter what you're going through, I'll stand by you. And it brings me to the understanding theologically of not just Christ himself, but profound friendships throughout the Gospels. That John at the cross, the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that we read about, the story of Ruth and Naomi, the story of Jonathan and David, that their hearts were knit together. And I think a lot of people come to church longing for that kind of friendship. And I want to ask, what are we giving them? We're promising a welcoming community, but is it enough? Is it enough? Are we finding those profound, deep longings of friendship inside our community? Or are we just offering something that really isn't the reality? St. Ambrose would say that friendship is a picture of eternity, and I love that. And I think its opposite is really a picture of hell. Loneliness, isolation, abandonment, judgment, confession, and then punishment, rather than restoration. Eilorad of Rievaulx would say that there's 4 qualities of spiritual friends. And he would say it's loyalty, it's right intention for the other, it's discretion, and it's patience. We're going to listen to a song by the Pretenders. We're going to have a discussion and think more theologically about what it means and who Christ is and where that kind of love without parting might take us as a community if we truly understood what spiritual friendship is all about. I love you guys. I hope you have a great house church. Hope you enjoy the song, and I'll see you in the Silk Mill next week.
So sad, the tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through, 'cause I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, you don't know what to do. Nothing you confess could make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me now. Hey, what you got to hide? I get angry too. Well, I'm alive.